Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Anton Obey. Thank you guys for stopping by the collection room. It's Sunday. It's been a few Sundays since I've done a short box of comics. Just something I haven't had time for. But this Sunday morning I did not. But this Sunday afternoon I did. So I thought I'd make a video. Anyway, we are, of course, done. We are done using long boxes. We are only using short boxes these days. Who wants to lug a long box around? I just want to use a short box. And as we do that, as I pack and sort and everything, let's just see what's in a short box. First off, in this short box that I have pulled today, it is issue number 4 of Mask, which was made by DC. Surprising, I would have thought Marvel would have covered this one. But Mask was one of those great 80s properties that, I mean, I was into. I had a Mask backpack and everything. It's kind of a derivative of Transformers, but pretty cool. We got an issue of Billy the Kid in here by Charleston. Actually, a couple issues of Billy the Kid. These are cool because I live right here in Alamogordo, New Mexico. We're not far, like we're in Billy the Kid country. Tularosa's just over there. Lincoln is about a 40-minute drive. And yeah, there's Billy the Kid stuff all over here. Where Monsters Dwell. One of those titles I'd love to get my hands on. This is issue 20. It's a little rough, but I don't care because it's one of those. Captain Atom, which I don't remember him carrying an Uzi. But this is just one of those odd DC titles that I don't know a lot about. But oh my gosh, do they look fun? So I want to grab a few of those. What does that stand for? Special Crimes Unit, Metropolis Special Crimes Unit. One issue of that, issue number 2. Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man Dazzler. I love this era of comics. It's just so much fun. Marvel Superheroes, issue 99. Yeah, these kind of books, I am so much more into these than I used to be, just because it's so the essence of what comics are, we're supposed to be, which was fun entertainment reading for children or young adults. And even though I'm an old man now, it seems like I want that form. I don't want it to age with me. I don't want it to be hard R now or anything. I'd rather comics just stay comics, honestly. I love romance comics too. Girls' romance, they are wild. Some of the art in these things is fantastic, and I love them for the fact of the fashions of the day. Somebody went through a lot of work gathering up fashions. We got Kamandi, the last boy on Earth. This is a cool book. All Kamandi comics, I didn't know much about them, but I've really gotten into them. They're fantastic. An old issue of Supergirl. And Archie Comics, Josie and the Pussycats, issue 105. A lot of them going on. We've got a Wildstorm, something or other. Not in the vein of everything else I'm looking at here. DEFCON 4, issue number 1. Oh, Image books in their day. Sometimes you couldn't tell them apart one from the other. Wildcore Preview. I mean, they just kind of blurred. Damage Zero. See a little, that's kind of a neat cover. Images of Shadowhawk. It's Image back in the day. Ultimate Warrior, just the Warrior. These were ridiculous when they came out, and they seem even more ridiculous now. I'm not even sure who made this. A very haunting issue of Superman 294. The Last Man on Earth, Superman. I just love this cover. There's a sci-fi genre, and within that, the like Last Man on Earth type feel, or the man stuck on a planet by himself or in the atmosphere, the last man on a spaceship, that is very haunting and lonely, that I find fascinating. Like, they scare me. Like, they always affect me deeply, but I like those. Weird, try to read it backwards. Weird Wonder Tales, Sometimes I try to read it in the camera backwards, and sometimes I don't look at it first because it's just in the box. This thing is beautiful. I'm not even sure. I don't remember this one, but that is cool. Southern Knights, Death of a Dragon, issue number 8. That's a wild looking comic. Thick, heavy, black and white. Interesting. I'll have to give that one a look over some more because I'm not familiar with it. First issue of Captain Atom. I'll bet you it's worth a ton. I bet you my retirement is secure. Magneto and the Magnet Man #1. This is an amalgam title. Of course, this is a blend of DC's universe and Marvel's universe. Very interesting books. They were mostly one-shots. Very, very interesting stuff. DC Comics, GI Combat. Awesome looking old comic there. $1.25. That seems like a lot for that era. Max Gen 13, #1. I love Gen 13. I love the Max. This book was kind of underwhelming if I remember right. Darker Image #1, often credited as being the first appearance of the Max. And I'm not sure what to make of that. I've heard it said that others were. This one comes with the Max card, and it is still factory sealed. I doubt it's worth much because I actually have, I've sold a lot of them, but I still have probably 20 of these. A few years ago when I bought a full comic book collection from a store, well, inventory from a store, I had probably 50 issues of it. So, Youngblood Strike File #1. First appearance of Glory. Youngblood #1, just in general. For some reason, I heard this book was like on the up and up lately. I find that hard to believe since there were so many of them. Like, that's one thing. When people say, "Oh, that book's on the rise," or "That book's worth something now," try and keep in mind just how many were printed. It's not that valuable. For reals, people. Justice League America, issue 26. That is an interesting cover. Issue 27, Justice League America. I have not seen that before. That's interesting. Definitely an homage to the Exorcist cover going on there. I wasn't aware of that. I'm surprised that one's not a little bit more interesting. The Titans #13. Everybody quitting the team, it looks like. Tales of the Teen Titans. I love the art style in this. That simple 80s, 90s art style, just great. I love that. When comics were still comics, things were still printed on newsprint. I got Lois Lane, book 1. These are pretty thick, and I've got book 2. I don't remember what the synopsis of this was, but it's like Lois Lane on her own or something, or she solves a mystery. I don't remember what the deal was. Eradicator #2. Strange DC title with the guy bursting out of that other guy's chest. Eradicator 3. I guess I've got Eradicator 1. Let me put those in order real quick. So Eradicator 1, 2, and 3. War of the Gods, issue 1. Looks like a mini series. I think I've looked at this before, but yeah, I am drawing a blank. Interesting covers. Like, that cover is wild. Look at all that's going on there. That is fantastic. I like that. Look at how busy that is. We've got Justice League America 32. Batman getting mauled. That's a great cover art. Who is that? That looks familiar. Hughes. That's a Hughes cover. I love that. Adam Hughes stuff. You can usually spot it. You're just like, that looks different than everybody else's. Who is that? Oh, yeah. Another fantastic. I just love that cover. Look at that. That's probably not Hughes, but that's a beautifully done cover. These actually have some really great covers. I didn't realize how golden some of these were. We got the all-new X-Patrol. This is another Amalgam title. DC Marvel All Access, issue 4, issue 3. I think just issue 2. I don't have issue 1. I'm pretty sure that got sold or somehow mixed in with another batch of stuff. But the Jubilee Robin relationship I thought was kind of interesting at the time. A couple more issues of X-Patrol in this box here, and it looks like an assortment of Amalgam titles, because I got Assassins #1 and Super Soldier. I was not big into those, but I did grab them when they came out. I got an issue of the Badger. Badger comics are insane. More Badger. And I think when I was sorting the other day, I came across a good run of Badger in one of my boxes. So I might have to move these over to that box, because but I think the Badgers that I have were first, and these are Capital, and I think those companies switched. I have an issue of Deathmate Black. I have quite a few of these. If I remember right, it's the first appearance of Wildcats. Is it Gen 13? Gen 13. First appearance of Gen 13. So it should be worth a lot. It's really not. Oddly enough, it's a Valiant / Image crossover book. I didn't really understand these. There was a lot of them. There was gold, there was red, blue. Black is the one that had the first appearance of Gen 13, which is why I have so many of them, because I am a Gen 13 fan. Another Youngblood Strike File, first appearance of Glory. A lot of that. She-Hulk Goes Ape. Maximage. This was a Image title. It's definitely a Liefeld woman. You could tell because she's really deformed. Another beautiful Justice League cover. In the middle of this chunk is the Watchmen trade. Yeah, the Watchmen trade. I guess it's in there. Ex Machina. Another issue of Badger. We got the second appearance of X-Patrol. It's still a #1, but it's a different cover. Generation Hex. It's a weird mashup. Doctor Strange Fate. That one kind of made sense. Worth blending in there. Justice League America. Another cool. Yeah, they had really neat covers. I remember this cover. I've seen it several times in my collection. Just nice. Another fantastic Adam Hughes cover. And that's issue 34. If anybody has to go buy an Adam Hughes cover. Looks like he's beating up Kilowog, I think. Justice League America. Another Justice League. That might be still Hughes. It's hard to say, and sometimes I gotta look for his name. It's Hughes and somebody else. But just has a nice art / sense of humor to it. I hear my dogs freaking out in the backyard. Another good Hughes cover. I did not realize that he did so many covers on Justice League America. And these were cheap. These were ones that I got for like less than $1 a piece. I can't remember where I got these actually. I think somebody was having like a box of them. They just sold me the whole box, or I bought them in lots. I am honestly, I'm stretching. I don't remember where I got these, but it's a nice pile of Justice League America. And I did not realize there were so many Adam Hughes covers in here. Justice League Annual. It looks like an issue of Justice Society, number 4. I have this whole series somewhere. I think that's an extra. Sun Devils. Interesting cover. Really interesting cover on Starman 37. Got a weird blocky robot guy and a hot chick and a mohawk lady and all the good comic things that you need right there. Justice League Europe. Looks like there's a few in this box too. I don't know much about Justice League Europe. Don't know, like I said, I don't remember where these came from. I love that cover though. Some of the art on this stuff is just like, I like that. And it's amazing because these, I don't know where they came from. I don't remember buying Justice League books anywhere in particular. I can't recall. But good looking covers nonetheless. And they all apparently got shoved in one box at once. And they're not even in order. These are great looking books. Justice League Europe. Like Father, Like Son. I got to shift slightly because I'm uncomfortable. And you'll notice that none of these are in a bag or backboard. These are all free floating. That's cool. That's really cool. Justice League Europe number 14. If you want a really cool cover there. Ooh, Justice League International 24. Who let these guys in here? That's a cool book. And there's Hulk Hogan on the back. All your nostalgia needs. Is this a Hughes? No, just a good cover. Yeah, very creative stuff going on here with this title. These covers were better than I remember. There was a very generic swath of titles back in this period. These covers stand out. These are nice. Justice League Europe, kind of more generic looking title. The Beefeater, that's gonna remember. You're gonna remember that just by the name. This one is cracking me up. Buy this issue or I will shoot this cat. Huh. Sandworms. You hate them, right? I hate them myself. We've got Miss Marvel. That's wild. I like these kind of... Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like these covers or not. They're very odd looking. Oh, Magic, the creepy one. 1 through 4. Looks like I got the whole set here. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog the way that I can hear my dog, but I hear my dog going berserk in the backyard. More Justice League. Simon Says You Lose. Got a random Marvel book in here. Should probably weed that out. Issue of Wonder Woman, back when Wonder Woman comics looked good. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. This is the first and probably only Daredevil comics I have ever read. This is a fantastic series. I remember I would sit in my bedroom in the winter, and I would crawl out on my roof in the winter and sit and on my second story house out in the country, and I'd read this. Good times. And I was always listening to the Smashing Pumpkins Melancholy album. You ever have like a comic that goes with an album? This comic set, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, Twilight to Starlight, that's what I was listening to when I would read this. And that is still, to me in my brain, the soundtrack to this comic. Issue of the Spectre. because I have a pretty good run of Spectre. Spectre's a good book. Somebody recently on a comic book list put him as one of the most overpowered comic book characters ever. And I guess I wasn't aware of that standing for him. Like that, like I knew he was powerful, but I didn't think he was in like that tier of powerful. These covers are pretty amazing. Very iconic imagery of this character. This is one that they actually used for the video I watched about him being too powerful. And these are ones that I know I got from a large collection, but I've never done anything with. I've never read them. When I sold everything, I think I was getting ready to list these, and then just didn't get around to it. Other stuff was selling faster, and I didn't get to these. And that is how this box probably exists, is there was stuff I didn't have a chance to sell before everything calmed down. Once everything calmed down, I didn't feel like selling comics for a while, and these just kind of existed in my house. Yeah, I guess I got a pretty impressive run of the Spectre. It comes right down to it. And boy howdy, are these covers something. Look at that. And that is wild. Issue 22. It's got Superman and everything on there. I guess I never really looked at these that close. Crazy. And issue 8, that is textured, and if you look closely, all these people are skeletal and rotting away or something. That is, and it feels odd. It has a weird feel to it. But yeah, Spectre 4, Spectre 0. Jeez, guys, I did not realize I had so much Spectre in here. The Ghost World trade. If you've ever seen the movie, that's where I first came across Ghost World, and I love the film. And I had to know more about the comics, and so I looked and found the comics by Daniel Klaus. This and there was another trade. I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, they were really good. They were very influential to me as a young man. Just in what comics could kind of be. I guess I should say a young adult. But I really liked Ghost World. I like the Ghost World comic probably equally to the movie in a completely different way. The movie is what it is, and the comic is what it is. The comic is much more depressing, which is saying something. Johnny Thunder, it's a good looking book. So, Ambush Bug, Hawkeye, Hawkman. Trinity of Sin, Pandora. Looks like I got a little pile of Pandora. Trinity of Sin, Pandora 3. I used to have a Pandora figure. And most likely it got sold when everything got sold, but I thought it was a really cool figure at the time. This box is very heavy in DC. Pandora 12. So I got all that series except for the first issue. So that's a bummer. New Titans 100. The chrome cover. The wedding issue. I got Hawkman 1. Another fancy chrome cover. Mr. Miracle 1. Not sure about that one. Manhunter 0. Lame. That looks very lame. Just gonna say it out loud. Lords of the Ultra Realms. Issue number 4. The Losers. Justice League America Blowout. I always thought Firestorm comics always ended up having really pretty neat looks to them. So I always appreciated the Firestorm. And then I get Takes a Dark Turn, and I got Grendels in here. Never read a Grendel comic in my life. I have heard some of these are worth some pretty good money. I do not know. I would sell them because I have no attachment to Grendel at all. And honestly, this is a darker comic theme than I'm probably interested in. Sometimes the art looks cool in them, but I get the distinct impression these really aren't my kind of book. Which is too bad, because I got a pretty good stack of them here. Maybe I should look at moving these. Grendel Tales. I never got into that much Dark Horse stuff. Yeah, why do I have so much Grendel? Grendel Tales again. Grendel. Looks like another one of those Grendels. Grendel Warchild. Getting a glare on it there. And finally another Grendel. And that is the box. That is packed. I'm going to slap these trades in the back so they're not mixed around in the middle. There's the lid. There's the day. There's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for taking a little bit of time, spending it hanging out, going through a long box. If you made it to the end of the video, you're awesome. Enjoy collecting. Don't take it too serious. Don't fuss too much about it. Don't spend too much of your check on it. And certainly don't stress about it. Anyway, that's my story. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.